Alright everybody, this is the final table of the biggest online poker tournament ever played on Pokerstars, and $215 buy-in. There were 93,016 entries, total pool of 18,600,000. Payouts are going to be for 9th place, you're looking at 71,000, 8th, 105, 7th, 153,000, 6th, 225,000, 5th, 329,000, 4th, 481,000, 3rd, 705,000, 2nd, 1,031,000, and 1st place 1.5 million. Yeah, so this is the biggest. I think there's been similar close. I remember there was one before that, like a year or two ago, that was similar in payouts, but this is definitely the biggest one. So I'm just trying to make a video because I know Stars puts out the little the replays that are just basically the table running. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more exciting and understandable. So I'm gonna throw in a little bit of commentary and just keep the payouts, just keep you informed of the payouts to make the table seem a little bit more interesting to watch. So, alright, so right now we have, well, you see right here, about almost 14,000 people watching this. So, it got a little bit turbo-ish near the end there, like the final few tables. Like even at these blind levels, you would have thought they'd be a lot deeper, but I guess it went from 20-minute blinds down to 15-minute blinds in the last yeah, for quite a while it's been 15-minute blinds, so that makes sense. But it even just goes to show that even in a tournament this deep, where you start with 20K starting stack and 20-minute blinds for like the first 30 or so levels, like this is the 3rd day this tournament's going on. It just goes to show that even with those type of blinds, it still can get, you still have to gamble quite a bit at the end. It gets so, like, there's a lot of luck involved to get here, of course, to get through this many people. So I'm not going to say all the names just because I don't want to pronounce them wrong, but we've got this guy here is from Cyprus, this guy's here is from Romania, Poker France is from Germany, Crazy Stefan is from Romania, this guy here is from Brazil, Caroline is from United Kingdom, Alex is from Croatia, Decor, Lithuania, and Salon is from Lithuania. Alright, so I have some things I gotta do, so I'm just gonna keep the table up and I'll be commenting when I'm not busy. But yeah, enjoy the final table. Yeah, once again I'm making this because I'm trying to keep it more interesting than Stars little replays that they have, and I know people want to see this that are busy and they didn't have time to, either at work or doing something else, they didn't have time to check it out live. So I'm just gonna make this video so we can see how it all goes down. This guy here, Poker France, he made a big punt like right before the final table. He had ace-9 and I can't remember who was playing against him, but he made like a punt and it was like king 4-5 flop, 2 hearts, and it was like a big pre-flop action, and he got in like 100 million with ace-9 just on like a bluff, and the other guy had top pair and called him down. So he had like quite a considerable stack before that and punted off about half of it. So people were in the chat were going crazy because it was a pretty bad shove. He just shoved on the board of king 4-5 with ace-9. Other guy just snapped him off with king jack or something like that. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna comment when we see some action, what goes on.
Cats in the tree, man. First of all, without a ladder, you might fall. Yeah. Even with a ladder, you might fall. They might jump on you and bite you, and you might freak out and spaz. Like the cat is freaked out for its life up in the tree and doesn't know how to get down. They might cut you.
Dude, and once they hook onto you, they hook onto you, and they just start fucking trying to gut you.
Yeah, my cat that was Sparrow, he was a trip. I would never have a feral cat again, but I had a crazy connection with him. He was, he was like a legit wild cat. I had to lock myself in bed and hang out with him for 2 days. Just read books and had a litter box and brought food in. It's just me and him hanging out together. He was really little.
Yeah.
But when I would pet him, he would be fine. He would purr like really loud. He would be fine. As soon as I put him down, he'd hiss at me and run away and trying to climb up the curtains. He went crazy. So I had a spare bedroom in this house I was living in Encino, and I just set the bedroom up. I set it up, it's me and the cat. I'm like, all right, dude, we're gonna get to know each other. This is the kind of shit things you do when you're 27. You don't have a girlfriend, you're like, I'm just gonna fucking live with this cat for a while. Just me and this cat are gonna hang out. So I just read books for 2 days. Locked in this bedroom with this fucking wild cat. And he would calm down for a little bit, let me purr, let me pet him, and he'd purr, and I'd let him go, and he'd hiss at me and run away. This went on for 2 fucking days. And then finally, by the end of 2 days, he was pretty chill. But then 2 days, like, this guy just seemed to pet me and give me food. So I could always come up to him and pet him. I could always, but no one else could. No one, none of my friends. No one could come over and pet that guy. Just me. I was the only one he had an agreement with. He was super cool with other cats. Like when I brought her the cat in, I stayed with him for 2 days and I introduced him to my other cat, Spaz. Spaz was the fluff-ball cat. And then they got along instantly. Like they were like, yeah, and he's like, oh, cats, I can trust cats. And she's like, I don't know any other cats. And then it was fucking great.
It's like train planes and automobiles. One shot candy.
I had this other cat that I had full time when I was like 25. And she didn't like anybody but me. She was a country cat. Always was a country cat. She was just a weird cat. Some cats are just weird, And then my other cat, the fluff ball cat, she fucking loved everybody. Everybody that came over, she'd rub on your leg, and you'd pet her, and she'd purr. Everybody loved her. You'd scoop her up, and you'd start rubbing her belly, and she'd purr. Anybody could pick her up. But cats, they are their own little thing. Every one of them has got their own little personality. Like Joey Diaz was talking to me about his cats. At one point in time, I don't know how many he has now, he had 11 cats. They're like a 2-bedroom apartment. And I was like, that is so insane. And they all have personalities, man. Some of them, like, he was the only one who could touch. Other ones, they're real friendly with everybody. That's they're a trip, but you have to fix it. That was my point. Is that dogs, you can have a dog that has balls, and they're great. Like my dog Marshall, he's cool. Like, he's not aggressive at all. He's 3.
He seems like a fucking cool dog.
He's the sweetest. But you can't do that with cats. You have to fix all of them. They'll piss all over your house. Have you ever seen a male cat that hasn't been fixed and lives like on a farm? Bro, they don't even look the same. They have these big heads. They're big pit bull heads.
Really?
Yes. Alley cats that are not fixed, or barnyard cats. They're famous for being like vicious animals.
All right, Decor loses the flip. He picks up 71,800 for 9th place.
When I think about it, like my wife lived on her grandmother has a farm, like a big farm, and there's always cats there. But I think I've only seen the females and the kittens.
Yeah, you probably see females, kittens, and fixed males. You don't see castrated males. They're different. They don't feed them.
Arthur limped in with the King 10 suited. That's kind of an odd play. You don't really see that too often from that position. But then Decor decided to Decor with just under 10 blinds decided to shove the 5s, which is fine. And he just lost a flip. It's just the way it goes. So.
I remember one time I was in the car with my girlfriend in college.
You still can't complain 78,000 for $200 buy-in, but at the same time, going this far and then getting 9th is pretty tough, because the payouts get so much bigger after that.
Soda on my shirt. My little sister's 10 at the time. She goes, "You drink soda over your shoulder?" She was like, "Huh?" And my little sister goes, "I think our dog pissed on your shirt."
Poker France is asking for a deal right now, but that's going to be pretty. I can't imagine these guys wanting a deal here with 412,000, 442, 400. These guys are all, in the driver's seat. They're looking at that 1.5 million. They're not too,
I've never been I was never a cat person. I was always a dog and reptiles. I was was into reptiles for a long time.
I'm fascinated by animals. I love animals.
Two pretty short stacks here, less than 10 blinds,
So if you could go through with all
11,
the dogs you ever owned,
11 and a half.
Yeah.
reboot one genetically, and get that exact same dog back today. Can't do Marshall, because Marshall's already here.
I had a mastiff named Johnny Cash.
I met Johnny Cash.
Yeah, he's the sweetest
The
dog
first
ever.
time I met you.
He's the sweetest dog ever. I loved him. He's a sweetheart. He just, it was real sad watching him age. Because at the end, he couldn't walk.
Alright, Poker France takes home 105,000. You could tell he was going to lose that flip there because seemed kind of scared money. Once you start asking for a deal, it's like you've kind of put out the vibe that you're a little bit of scared money, especially with, 8 people left, yeah. Just didn't feel like he was going to win that flip to me. Ooh, okay, here we go, more action because he's not folding.
It really is. Priscilla's 9 right now.
Dominated with the ace-jack versus the ace-9, that's going to be another one out, so...
Puppy to kind of keep her young.
21, finished in 7th place and picks up 153,800. Next payout, 225,000, so right now, everybody else is pretty much guaranteed $250,000.
Yeah, I had a joke that in the old set that he'll probably be retired now that we're up. I'll go out there doing 10 for 8 weeks.
At least 8 weeks, man. When, I mean, can you believe that? It's probably going to be several months before June. Easily.
This guy's got to be feeling really good right now.
You know, maybe they find medication that, even though there's not a vaccine, there's some hope for it.
I mean, once you get to $250,000, no matter what,
One of them is a malaria.
I think you'd be feeling pretty good, like a free roll.
Another one that shows promise.
So no matter what, you can't be disappointed in yourself right now.
Possible that people could catch this, and you give them the medication, and it would wipe it out. There was some speculation about Tamiflu. I don't think there's any conclusive evidence that shows that Tamiflu helps it. But there is some of these anti-malarial medications that I think it's promised. But what concerns me is that it seems to be so different with different people. That's what's weird about this. It makes it, it's like, what's scary right now for everybody is the unknown. Like, we're in the unknown. Like, now, we've never been in this situation before as a culture. We're on lockdown, and the whole world is scared of a disease. Not in our lifetimes. I mean, not since, like, the Spanish flu. And back then, there wasn't as much transportation. There wasn't as much distribution of information, so people probably weren't as aware as we are now, you know, of all the various cases all around them all the time. Because, you know, we're hearing about cases in Italy and fucking Australia, everywhere. We're hearing about cases all over the planet. I don't think that was the case back during the Spanish flu days. I think it was probably harder to understand what was happening, right? Because you probably only got the newspaper and the radio back then, and everybody had to huddle around at a certain time, and those are the masters of information. Whatever they said, that was it. But now you get all sorts of conflicting information, even from doctors, man. I've read doctors that think it's nothing. And then I've read doctors that were terrified. It's like, whoa, this is nuts. And then, you know, you look at, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what these senators did. But there's some senators that had a behind closed doors meeting about the coronavirus in China and what it could mean to the United States and, you know, the various impacts. And they went out and sold their stock.
Immediately.
Dude, and then, but at the same time, they were talking about how under control the government had it. And how we're prepared, and how it's going to be fine. And meanwhile, they knew. They knew. So they had two faces. They had a public face that they were given to us to try to keep us calm. And then they had a private face which realized that the stock market was going to take a huge loss. And so they sold everything and made immense profits based on the information that they found out in these closed-door meetings about the coronavirus.
How are they supposed
How is that legal?
How are they supposed to?
Just based on what I witnessed in the final few tables, this guy here obviously has the biggest chip stack right now, but
How does that work?
he, to me, has the momentum.
You have information
Uh,
you to make money.
He was making some hands, and he won a big couple hands there near the end, so to me, he has the momentum. He'd probably be my pick to win right now. This stack right here, ICM-wise, is probably worth I think if I was just to guess off the top of my head, probably 900,000. Yeah, 800. 800 to 900,000. If they were to deal now, that stack would be worth that much. This guy's stack here is only going to be worth around maybe 325, 350. This guy here, 400, 450-ish. ICM wise, but I don't think there'll be any sort of deals happening until these two guys go out here. Maybe even him or her. Maybe if these three all have similar stacks, they'll deal 300 or something. But right now, it doesn't make sense to deal for. They want to try to knock out a couple more guys and get the get more money out of it.
But if they found out it was going to be a huge problem, then it's not. Well, that seems weird to me too. Like, I don't know what should the rules be with information in the stock market. The stock market is gross. Like, it's gross. The whole thing's gross. Like, what are we basing our economy on? This fucking madness?
Shout out to all the people that went deep in this and got unlucky or over the last couple days. I saw a lot of people that I recognized that I play with here and there.
No, I would actually say that one was more real than this one.
Well done going deep. It's not easy to go deep in this type of term. I saw D Pitcher AK. I saw Pam Pig.
For commercial businesses, their loan's going to come up.
Who else did I see?
But at some point, you're like,
A few people I recognize that I play with here and there.
Let's come back in like 2 months. Let's start where we were. Let's make sure everyone was fed. Like that's.
But first, this is the ultimate real. Because if it's supposed to be about confidence and things rising and falling. Like
GZ got he didn't go too deep. He got 2,000. Paha Kuti, I play with him in high low. He got 420th for 4,800.
People are buying like crazy. Manufacturing is up.
Lex Veldhouse got I just saw him there. Lex Veldhouse got around 3,500 or something.
Anymore, well, of course it's going to crash. So it's going to crash. This is the crash. This is the big one. This is the big one of our lifetime, maybe the biggest one ever. This shit can go on for a long
Yeah, Pam Pig, 6,600 for 269th place.
Just like
Brad Pittler, I play with him. PLO, he got 251st for 6,600.
That's what my brain goes. Is like, how come there's got to be a way to fucking help people? Yes, it does.
Miss Dolly, 671 for 5,700th place. She's a high-low 5-card high-low cash player.
Support restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants in Vegas, Gaetano's, is in Henderson, and they used to be in Calabasas, we still own way back in the day. But they're doing a lot of takeout, and then they're also raising money for the employees. I think stores do something like that, or they'll donate for the wait staff. The wait staff is doing the shit out of down there, and so those folks, I'm sure they have bills, serious fucking bills, and it's just piling up, and there's no business. I mean, they went from having this great place we can go, and you can count on X amount of money per week, all of a sudden gone, and no one saw it coming. That's never happened, ever.
All right, so once again, next payout is 225,000. Fifth is 329,000. Fourth, 481,000. Third, 705,000. Second, 1,031,000. First is 1.5 million.
Find out who's hurt, who's in trouble, especially in our community, comics that we know.
People are too proud.
I know we don't find them though, because there's a lot of comics in our community that they're going check to check too. Middle acts.
Yeah. Headliners.
Yeah, there's a lot of headliners, right? Particularly first few year headliners with only making X amount of.
I late regged this with about, I think I had like 22 big blinds, so
But you're not killing it, and then you probably.
I held in there for a while, but then I just ended up losing a flip, and I never really got much going, but it was still
New York City are ridiculous. They're so expensive. So think of
semi-fun, but I didn't.
ride on that system.
I was a bit busy, so I had the chance to late reg, and I had about, yeah, like 25 bigs, and was kind of card dead. Had a couple hands, but
Club community in the country, wouldn't you agree?
Not far.
Yeah, like how many clubs are in the city?
I say 12.
Yeah,
Total, like all clubs. Yeah.
Are you counting Dangerfield?
I don't want to. Never ended up before there. I've always wanted to perform there.
It's
I never got there.
Joey did it. Joey was in New York. Joey was in that was my spot when I lived in New York, man.
It's amazing how like a comic can think in another comic's level. Because as soon as you said that, my two clubs, I thought of Stand Up New York and Dangerfield. So I'm counting those.
Yeah, you gotta count those. But Dangerfield's is the weirdest one because that was the one where they filmed those HBO specials with Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
And it was always empty. It was always empty. There was never anybody there, man, except prom season. Prom season, you'd be doing stand-up to like 17-year-old kids, and it was madness. It was madness.
Did you ever hear a story, Bill Burr's story about getting heckled at Dangerfield?
No.
It's my favorite. I've made Bill tell this a number of times, and I've made him tell it on our podcast. My favorite podcast story. You remember Bill when he was younger, right? He was a little more cleaner, a little more like chippier.
Hey guys, huh? What's up with those infomercials? I got the fan.
So Bill's doing his high energy happy act and to a prom crowd and a bunch of fucking bridge and tunnel posse, and it's not getting anything. And this guy in the back goes, "Anything red on stage is a faggot." And Bill goes, "I didn't have one pull out. I just went, fuck." God, man.
Yeah, that one you gotta be prepared for.
But yeah, I think about it. The number one thing this whole thing has done is made me think how much I waste shit. I wasted so much shit. Just food, fruit. Yeah, like fruit. A banana's going bad, just throw them out. No. I've been eating them. Yeah. Like it's waste and health, man. When I heard you tell that podcast, I was so glad to know that you were talking to me because I heard it as if you were talking to me. I told Brian Callen, I go, "You ever do a podcast and you think Joe's talking to you?" And he goes, "All the fucking time."
I'm never talking to you, Brian Callen. Never. If I'm talking to Brian Callen, I'll call him up.
He said, he goes, "One time Joe even said my name." The one thing that made me feel vulnerable was, and you've been saying this, and I've always like kind of written you off about it, going like, well, whatever. You gotta get off that blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
The second I heard China's got on medication, I got 1 month of blood. I literally thought, nah, what am I doing on blood pressure? What am I doing on blood pressure medicine? Why don't I just get in shape and get healthy and get in control of my weight, so I'm not dependent on a pill to come in, and then if I don't have it, I have a stroke.
You can do it too, Bert. It's not outside of the realm of possibility when you consider how well you're doing while you're boozing as hard as you are.
Yeah, I think
probably, and you always like fire up for Sober October. The first year I was worried. I was like, man, I don't know how he's gonna do. And some people were actually telling me, man, you can die. When guys drink a lot and they stop drinking, it's really bad. Apparently, that's what killed Amy Winehouse. Everyone kept telling me that's what killed Amy Winehouse. You know that, bro? It's one thing when you host a podcast and you have a fucking 1,000 of them. People want to tell you shit that you haven't heard before. So one of the things that people love to tell you is about you could die. You stop drinking, you could die.
You told me that, and you said to me when we were leaving, you were like, you gave me a hug, and you don't have to do this, man. And I was flipped out.
I was worried because I was like, damn it, imagine this is how we kill Bert. Imagine like trying to get Bert healthy, like it turns out to kill him. Amy Winehouse style. Dude, I love Amy Winehouse.
Oh, she was
this
amazing.
Day, I will throw on an album and listen to like Rehab or some of her great songs. So she had a authenticity. There's like an authenticity to her voice. This unmistakable like looseness to her voice. She was wild.
Her Bjork. I just love Bjork.
Yeah, Bjork was great too, man.
Dude, she was.
In a totally different way. Like I had to like pause. Like it's a totally different kind of sound, but authentic. Yeah.
It's so sexy, man. Like Bjork was so hot and just doing her own thing, like electronic music in this time when it wasn't selling here, but it was like. You ever hear that song?
It's a big sizing on that re-raise there.
It's So Quiet by Bjork.
No.
I don't know if I like it actually.
It's amazing.
Did you ever see Bjork fuck up that photography?
Yes.
She got my respect there. This person thought they could just get right in her face with a camera just because she's famous. like with no permits. This is not agreed upon. You just show up where a person's just at the airport.
With their kid, New Yorkers with their kid.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I think most of the time, like if someone wants to be interviewing me when at the airport or somewhere where I'm not, I'm not expecting it. It's just not smart. That's not. I do this, right? The way you have conversations should be your thoughts that are going to get viewed by millions of people shouldn't be something that you say when you have your first cup of coffee and maybe you're half on an edible coming off the flight and you're picking up your luggage and you didn't expect to run in TMZ. And they're like, what do you think about the coronavirus? You're like, stop eating bats, you fucks. Like, you don't mean that. You don't mean that. That's not what you, but you're there at fucking LAX at 7:30 in the morning getting your bags.
Yeah.
If that's the problem. It's not smart. And then there was a weird thing that happened during the Roseanne times. When Roseanne was going to do the podcast for the second time rather. And she had that crazy controversy, and they removed her from her show and the whole deal. Dude, they were showing up at places where we weren't with cameras. They were showing up at the Comedy Store.
All right, here we go.
Cameras trying to capture.
Ooh, he's got outs.
I gotta talk to you, I guess. Hello.
Yeah.
Like,
Didn't come.
what the news is.
225,000 for
It's a bunch of people pointing
July
cameras and
19.
stuff, and then loosely applying
He was playing out of Cyprus.
like what they talk about and what they don't. And what
Good
they
game. Next payout, 329,000. Stocks are a lot more even now. They could potentially. I think stocks are reasonable right now for a deal if they wanted to, but I still see these guys have pretty good chip advantage, so I can picture them holding out. But as of right now, yeah, it would be a good time to make a deal.
It's not the news. It's a news program. It's their interpretation of what they think is the most important stuff to focus on over the next X amount of minutes. Because life is too fucking nuts.
Yeah.
We have access to the whole world. You're gonna break the whole world down in 60 minutes? It's an editing show, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't show everything. There's millions
A lot of times you'll see this when a guy like this guy. I mean, you can imagine how many flips in hands that he's gotten lucky and won in the last few days. I mean, by this point, you got to be feeling invincible, like it's going to be your tournament. And then you look up and you see 1.5 million, and the trophy and just the title. It's like sometimes people get greedy and they just decide, it's their day and they're going to play for it, which is understandable. You can imagine how many. I mean, you're talking like. To get to this point, you're talking like 30, maybe 20 flips. Having to be on the right side of 20 flips, probably a few 2-outers and a few coolers. Like to get this far, it's no joke. Like there's a lot of luck and a lot of skill, obviously too. You don't get here by accident most of the time, but.
This guy's a dick, and you're letting know he can't be a dick to you, but let's relax. It's provoked, though, and he was trying to get out of it. Like, he got...
It's pretty rare to get to this point by accident. It's very rare that a fish will...
You just gotta tap out.
It happens, don't get me wrong, but it's like there's so many landmines you have to dodge to go this far.
And when he was trying to, save ego, the guy called him Fredo.
First of all, the guy that called him Fredo is a cunt because it's such a shit move to do. Like just as a passerby, they did it to they did it to George Lopez at a Hooters one time. Like some guy.
Who did it to George Lopez?
Someone did it to George. I think it was George Lopez. Said something like build a wall or something. And they videotape it. They want to go viral. That's what they want. So they call him Fredo, and they're videotaping it. And they're looking for reactions so they can get views. That's a cunt move.
Yeah.
But Fredo made me giggle.
It's
such a funny
thing to say. But to say that that's like the N-word to African Americans, I mean, nobody owns Fredo. Stop.
It was so... He almost made it more enjoyable. I was watching that.
More enjoyable. It was so ridiculous. If you watch Godfather 2, you wouldn't be able to think of anything but Chris Pine when you watch that scene.
I call him Fredo when he comes on the TV. I love Fredo. I love him though. I love him. Like I say it like with an A, Fredo.
His brother is the governor of New York.
They look strikingly alike.
Well, they look like brothers, because they are.
I saw him on TV today.
I'm very impressed with how his brothers responded to this stuff. With I understand that there was a certain point in time where he wasn't sure whether or not he would really shut down New York. But, now the way he's responding to it, just the way he carries himself. He's very, like he's a no-nonsense person. Like the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about his politics. I don't know anything about what he does, but you can sort of at least gather from the way someone handles a crisis, how they carry themselves. You gather whether or not you can trust them if shit gets crazy. And he seems to carry himself very well. It's like, that's very important for just the morale of the nation in a weird way. That's why a leader is very important, because when someone's a real leader, and even though there's going to be people that hate them, people that are pissed at everything they do, and that's always going to be the case with a leader of the free world, right? But if they can somehow or another shift the way we feel about ourselves, shift the way we feel about our community, like give you there's like pep speeches and a really good presidential address, a really good one just gets into that feel-good spot and brings everybody together, and it really has a tangible effect on reality. It can really affect reality. And that's what people don't understand about why people get upset about people not being able to talk well. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And people are like, why are you joking on Joe Biden? Because it's a big deal. He's in the biggest fucking sweepstakes on earth. Who gets to control all the thermonuclear weapons and the entire economy and everything that gets done inside the United States of America? One guy, ready to go. Like, what? You gotta be able to talk really well if you want that job. Because part of the job is inspiring people. It's one of the things Obama did better than any of them. Like you can say what you want about Clinton, he had some good speeches too. I think Obama was even better. He was just measured and intelligent and articulate and strong. There was something about the way he was talking that was confidence inspiring. Whether or not he was right or not, whether or not he made bad decisions, I don't think anybody can do that fucking job. I don't. I think it's a death sentence. I think it is for all of them. I think you get in there and it's a tornado of things that they have to control, things they have to pay attention to, things they're responsible for, hundreds of different fucking pieces of motion all over the world. All these pieces in motion, all these pieces, and you're supposed to be the one guy.
Strong 3-bet there.
All of those and chooses the right people for both pandemic.
Looks like he's ready to go with it no matter what. I don't think he's going to fold to a jam with that sizing.
Yeah.
And international relations on top of that? Holy fuck! And then you gotta go to North Korea, now we're in China.
It's too many things to juggle.
Bro, it's madness.
That's why Reagan, I wonder if it's where we're going backwards to a Reagan, like did you see Matthew McConaughey's speech?
No.
Is it good? Yeah. Well, it's Matthew McConaughey, right? Like we all bought into him in the mid-90s. Like this is our dream hunk.
He's one of our dream hunks for sure.
Oh man, he just sits there and he's just with that Texas drawl, red lights, green lights, yellow light, right now, no. Okay, and it just, I got sat up in bed and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking work out. Like, this isn't, we can do this.
Well, I think for the people like you and I, who you're gonna be okay financially, it's not as scary. It's a different thing. For the people where financially it's gonna affect them greatly, there has to be like real big decisions made to help those people, because this is not, it's not a situation of people not wanting to work. It's a situation of people not being able to work because of an invisible enemy that kills your loved ones. Like, if there's ever a time where the United States has to come together, this is the time. And I think we're capable of doing that. And I think if we do the right thing and we come out on the other side, I think we're going to be stronger. I think we're going to be stronger not dismissing the losses and the people that are going to badly miss loved ones. I'm not even trying to diminish that. I'm just trying to say for the people that will survive, we're going to understand what it's like to go through a real adversity together for the first time in a long time as a planet. Not just as the United States, not as Germany, not as Japan, not as Iraq. No, the whole thing together, because it's everywhere. And the whole thing together is a giant problem for everybody that survives. And for everybody that survives, no matter how bad it gets or how good it gets, whether it morphs and changes or whether it doesn't, the people that survive, we have to learn. We gotta learn. We gotta learn in every way. We gotta learn how, and I'm learning right now my own personal self, like how I'm shifting how I view the world. Like that everything has to go back to me being able to do shows whenever I want, do stand up whenever I want, and travel wherever I want to go, and not worry about everything has to go back to that because that's what I'm used to. Well, no, like just history, how the world works. There's countless examples of civilizations that no longer
Big pot going here.
They got wiped out by plague or natural disasters. We are well aware of this, but yet none of it ever registers. And we never think it applies to us. We never think, this is it, this is the one we gotta really pay attention. No, you see them kicking all the people off the beach? You see, Malibu, they say Santa Monica, they're like, we'll close the beach, you fuck! This isn't vacation! People are down there just suntan, hanging out.
My girl wanted to go for a hike yesterday, and I went, think of all the morons that are out hiking.
The thing is that this required us to act fast, and I think the human race is giant, and it's so huge, the numbers so spectacular. To get all of us to coordinate together, I think it's like an impossibly long battleship. Think of a battleship that's like 100 times bigger than a regular battleship. Just a battleship. Think how fast that thing turns. It's gonna be so slow.
I never thought about that.
It's fucking huge, right? It's not like one of them speedboats you can just, you know. It's if you're on a battleship, that motherfucker's hard to turn. And I think the human race is like, it's an impossible to imagine battleship. It's like a battleship 100,000 times bigger than any other battleship. It's so big, it takes up like 1/10 of the ocean. That's how big this battleship is. When that motherfucker has to turn, it's like, it can barely turn. That's us. And I think this thing required us to turn. We ran into like an iceberg. There's a giant thing ahead of us. Something hit us. This chain.
I think Alex probably has something like King Queen.
Jump to human beings and we have no immunity.
Jack Queen.
And that's what it's like. It's like our battleship does not turn quick enough for this, and we didn't have the proper preparation for something like this. Because we didn't see it, even though we knew it was possible, we didn't see it happening to us. We made some preparations, but I don't know, did we ever figure out whether or not the government actually did stop this pandemic office and close down this pandemic office? Is that true? Remember we were trying to look at that the other day?
It's a good bet. I think Alex, if he has Jack Queen or King Queen, he might have the best hand here, actually. I think this is actually maybe a bluff.
Huh.
He's repping like ace-4, ace-5 or something. But it just seems like he's...
What did you think, though? What did you think when you read it? Like, what were they specifically saying?
Definitely there's different people in place, and one of the things I read along the path was that there was a meeting about possible pandemics with the team of people in an office. Those people are no longer there. There might be people that have replaced them because how many people have changed over in the administration. The people that are in those places now weren't at the meeting. They never got those documents.
Guess we're gonna have to wait for the cards up replay for that one.
9/11, they're like, these were all warned. Like, it's interesting to see hindsight really in action, where you're like, I have this comedian, this very hilarious comedian who doesn't do comedy anymore, a woman named Andy Smith. In fucking early February, she sent me a text that I figured she had postpartum depression. I was like, oh, she lost her mind, it's too bad. She was really funny, she had a kid, or must be going through a divorce. And it was, hey, I've been translating these Chinese documents. This flu is going to get a lot worse than anyone thinks. We need to stay home. You need to start spreading the word. You have a podcast. Like, I mean,
whoa, so you thought,
I thought she was fucking
how long
crazy.
ago was that? How many weeks ago was that?
I'll pull it up right now. She just texted me last night. This was February 15th. She wrote, hey, hey, it's me again. I've been Googling, translating the shit out of this virus situation for weeks. And stop traveling. Tell everyone to stop.
15 or so big blind, show effective.
I can't.
Coin flip.
Glasses.
Here, look at these
Here.
bad boys.
Here, yeah.
Try. See how blind I am.
Oh wow. Good.
I like that call there. Cause he can be shoving all sorts of king, queen, king, jack.
Wait till they tell us to stay off the streets. That's where we are.
Ace
today.
5's gonna be ahead a lot of the time
Too
there.
late, right? Honestly, everyone's just calling sick Tuesday. What are they gonna do? Suit up, fellas. Come on over and see if I'm lying. It's genius, really. It's probably the most American-y protest thing ever. Just lazy paid refusal. And probably our last chance to legally shift power back to the people who will forcibly be dragging us back in SUVs. Maybe you're already in a safe hillside bunker. I hope so. Sorry for the downer rant. I'm sending this to all the smart people I know, 4 of you. Because all my dumb whore friends have no grasp on strategy or intuition. Fuck. Stay home, learn to knit, learn how to knit a face mask. I wish we could all stay home and jump the gun, save ourselves. And then I wrote on fucking the day my special dropped, note on fucking March, a month later I wrote, oh shit, you were right. And then she texted me a bunch of medications to get, and I bought them all. Dude, and by the way, not the discounter, she was a fucking tits hilarious comedian.
Why'd you stop doing stand-up?
She had a baby. She got a major beef with like Schumer and Nikki Glaser, like legit fucking. This chick was a little, she was rough, man. She was rough. But hardcore. All last comic standing. Like just suck it, burn it to the ground. Because that's who she is. She's a fucking man.
He's a nice guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. And him and her got onto it on screen.
Oh no.
Yeah, but she's wild. She's wild, man. She stole Jim Jeffrey's sunglasses, like fucking real fucking wild chick. But she sent that to me like that much
A month ago.
and I just was like, oh, postpartum, she's crazy, poor girl.
They're saying this senators, this closed door meeting that they had, this closed door meeting, that was in January. This guy named,
So again, next payout is 329,000.
he's the one who sent it to me, and he had a series of tweets about it, documenting it, laying it out, and you read it and you go, oh my god. It's like, did they really know, or again, it goes back to that thing, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, are you allowed to just start talking about that this is coming? Like, if you're a senator and you find out about something, what are your responsibilities? Did they give you a mandate on what you're allowed to talk about or not allowed to talk about? Like, if they sit you down and have some crazy meeting where they tell you the sky's falling, what are you allowed to say? Did they tell you when you're allowed to say it? Like, how does that work?
Black Twitter says that this was a distraction because there's a comet hitting us.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, our bus driver's black, and he was like, you know
How
what
do
this
they want to
means?
make life suck right before the fucking big one hits? How cunty. Well, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it might not have been Peter Attia that said that. I don't want to attribute this to him, just in case I'm wrong, that said that people that are around it more often seem to get sicker. It might have been some, I don't want to look right now, but let's just take that away from him. But if that is the case, it's so different than anything else. It's weird. What's weird to me is how some people, apparently nothing happens, and other people just get wrecked. Like, we're talking about the same thing. Like, what is this thing?
I had the H1N1.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just figured it out like a couple days ago. It was the sickest I've ever been in my fucking life. And I was like, and I marked it down as like, I thought I was going to die.
Was that over? Did
December.
H1N1 happen a lot in America, or was it mostly overseas?
It happened, I was talking to Drew on my podcast. It happened around 2009 in December, November, December is when we had an outbreak.
In America.
In America. My cousin had it. Dr. Drew was telling me about his experience, and I was like, that's so fucking crazy. And I told him, like, oh, the sickest I've ever been, and I recounted it. Then I go through my Instagram, or my Facebook photos, and I look, that's December 2009. And I go, dude, I got H1N1. It was, I'm telling you what I say, I've never felt like that when you don't get oxygen. You're kind of breathing, but you're not getting oxygen into your lungs. And my wife didn't get it. My wife didn't get it. My kids didn't get it. My mom didn't get it.
Wow.
I was with all of them, and then my wife and I got on a plane, and I drank, and that is what fucked me up. I drank, and I got into Mexico, and I was, I mean, without a doubt, the sickest I've ever been. The sickest. I mean, gasping for breath, could not be comfortable, throwing up, chills. It was the worst chest infection. I mean, I thought it was, I've always written it off to walking pneumonia. And then we were talking about it, and I was like, December 2009? That's exactly when I fucking got it.
That one had a really high fatalization rate.
Within 40 to 50-year-olds.
Yeah.
So what's
Is
crazy
that a
about
word? Fatalization? I'm not made up
sounds
words.
right.
Fatality rate is what I should have said.
Fatality.
Fatalization. But I was thinking, does that, you can't even say it that way. It's funny. It's funny how saying something wrong the wrong way just immediately makes you a fucking moron. You can say like the most interesting and complicated shit ever, but then you said, and then like the fatalization of it all. It's like, what? What the fuck did you say? Fatalization?
It's
Bitch,
like-
you fraud.
It's like when you ever use a saying wrong. I pitched a movie in Hollywood and I used salt of the earth as if they were dirty people.
Oh, that's hilarious.
These are the real salt of the earth. You know, the people you want to stay away from.
Oh no, isn't it funny? But this is how easy it is for us. We can't understand that wars were fought over salt. They literally fought for wars. They fought wars. They killed
Over
people.
salt?
Yeah, for salt. Salt was so important. Salt was everything because salt allowed you to preserve food. You could take fish and meat and all these different things. You can cover them in salt, and the salt prevents growth of bacteria. So you can keep things even at room temperature far longer covered in salt than you can if they're out exposed to the air.
For real?
100%. Yeah, so the salt of the earth was like an incredibly valuable thing.
Oh wow, I would really use that wrong.
But isn't that weird?
You know, the people
man?
in the subway.
That wasn't that long ago, man. People were having fucking wars over salt.
This whole situation has forced you to think much more globally and transcendentionally.
Transcendental, you did it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just tried one out.
But like down the transcendentally.
I don't even know if those two words go together ever.
But like you look at like
It's a double verb.
you look at my daughters were watching some movie about the Great Depression yesterday, and I was like, oh, that seems kind of real.
Yeah, now
Like,
it does.
it
Before
doesn't-
it seemed like shit, that'll never happen to us. Because it would have never happened to us economically. As fucked up as the economy is, like it dips and then it comes back. Because the same amount of people need the same amount of shit, right? So we gotta make stuff, and it comes back.
Yeah.
Right? Same amount of people are willing to work, same amount of people are healthy, same amount of physical resources required to make that shit. Okay, let's figure out how to make the shit again. And then people make the shit, and they sell the shit, and things keep moving. This is different. This is more disturbing than anything we've ever seen because it's something that nobody's expected. Out of all the consequences of a global pandemic, nobody ever thought, oh no, the whole world would have to stay home and no one would ever work. No one thought that.
Never in a
No one
million.
thought that. No one thought that.
No one wrote a script about that.
But then some people have to work, right? Like supermarket people and healthcare people and firemen and all these other people that have to work. You know, okay, so we're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it, but it's all going to keep getting out, right? It's going to keep getting out if they get it. Like, if they get it, they're in contact with people all the time, they're going to be the bridge between people and the disease, because not everybody can just stay home. It's almost like we'd have to go door to door with people with fucking hazmat suits on, delivering food, staying in your house. Everyone has to stay in their house for 2 weeks. Like, it's going to get to a point where if it keeps coming back, like, do they keep instituting stiffer measures? It's just started, right? And already we can't have public gatherings more than 10 people. We can't go to a restaurant. You can't do a stand-up show.
I went outside last night at about 2 a.m. for a walk just to get out and do something different, and I didn't see a single car, a single person, except for like 20 minutes in I saw a cop car pulled up beside me and kind of slowly drove by, and it kind of felt like the zombie apocalypse or something because it just felt like I wasn't supposed to be out there, you know? It's like, it was weird. Saw a couple skunks too, they were kind of right around, but it felt like it was, what's the word, like, martial law or something, just to see that one cop car just kind of like looking at me like, what are you doing out here, you know? It was weird.
Even though the star that powers the solar system itself has a finite lifespan, and things have changed so much, even though all those things exist, we still want to pretend that the world's going to be the way it is right now forever. This is not good for us, in that people are going to die, people are going to get sick. But it might be the survivors of it might experience a shift in the understanding of what it is to be alive, what it is to be a person, what this life is. This life is not, it's not about fame or money or getting your point to be the one that gets accepted by everybody, or, you know, arguing with the left or arguing with the right. It's not that. This life is people hanging out with each other and staying alive. That's what it is.
Have you interacted with people, like we were out putting a fence up in our front yard, so people walk down the street? It's kind of cool.
They're waving to each other, yeah. People are saying hi. People are appreciating each other a little bit more. People are scared.
Guy said to me the other day, he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" I said, "Good." He goes, "How you guys holding up?" I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah.
I said, "Good. How about you guys?" Really cool. Went to I had like a fucking insane toothache in the middle of the night the other night. Right, I had to go to Rite Aid, and it was open, and I was so grateful. You know, you take it for granted. Let's go to Rite Aid, and I start driving there, and I go, "They're probably not open. Like, we're in shutdown."
Yeah.
I pull up and they're open. Poor young lady sitting there with gloves on and a mask. I buy some Ambisol and I go, and so I was like, I never said this. I go, "Hey, thank you. Like, thank you for being awake in the middle of a pandemic and working here so that just a toothache, like a fucking toothache."
People risking their health.
I hope that we still feel this when things start to clear up. And I'm optimistic. I really do think we're gonna fucking flatten this curve and things are gonna go back to normal and everyone's gonna be safe. But I hope that people are still that way. I hope it weighs with young kids. It weighs with me because I'm a little older and I feel like I'm allowing myself to change in a grateful way of like seeing things and noticing things that maybe I didn't notice because I lived in Florida, I lived in different places. I hope it happens with kids. I hope kids, my kids, put their phones down and want to interact and want to, you know, and be like, I had a month on my fucking 2 months on my phone. I'm out. I want to go ride a bike or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's levels that this can drop. This is one level. One level is stay at home. You know, another level that this could drop is if the grid goes down. You know, there's things that we rely on that we don't even think twice about hitting that light switch and knowing that all that juice will be powering all these lights. And then my refrigerator's gonna stay on. And then, you know, I'm gonna keep being able to charge my Tesla every night. You assume all that, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that this fragile system is gonna stay in place, particularly if something bad happens, like a solar flare. Like one solar flare could wipe out our whole grid. One big one could wipe out, you know, I mean, one asteroid impact, one crazy super volcano eruption, wipe out everything. All of it. And then those things are real. They happen all the time. They're 100% real. They're 100% real, and we've documented the history of them in the planet Earth. Fucking thousands of them. They're always happening. We just don't live that long, man. We don't live that long. And we forgot that all this shit happened, and we thought that because, you know, from my life from 67 to 2002, there was nothing like this. The things like this don't happen.
It's amazing. It's amazing how many people have called me about guns. Because I do a bit about guns in this new special, and everyone's like, "Hey man, get me your gun guy."
This is a good place to move. Time to move to Texas. Get yourself a ranch.
Thank God we trained with what's his name.
Yeah, Terran Tactical.
Terran Tactical, man. I know how to use my gun. I feel very confident with my gun.
Yeah, it certainly helps to get some training in. It's going to be a big issue with people shooting people accidentally. With people that don't have good firearm safety and they haven't been instructed correctly, and then they just go out and shoot guns.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the rules are today in terms of being able to buy a gun. When I first bought a gun, there was no rules. If you weren't a criminal, you could just get a gun.
When was this?
When I first came here, 94.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's a good value bet there.
It's a 12-day waiting period, and you have to take a test. Tests are pretty easy. You take a test, you buy the gun, and then you have to wait 10
You
days.
definitely had a waiting period, don't get me wrong, back then. But what I'm saying is there was no instruction.
No, there's no instruction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there was no, you didn't have to show your proficiency, or you didn't have to definitely show that, you know where the safety is, and, remove a magazine. You didn't have to show anything.
I didn't even, he gave me some play bullets, like they're red, He's like, mess around with those, get comfortable with your gun, and they didn't work. So I never figured out. I just literally had a gun. I didn't even load it. I was like, I have a gun. I don't know what to do with it. And then Taryn taught me everything. And so that's the only reason I know how to do anything with my gun. But I bought 2 guns. Didn't know how to I had a bullet. This is a joke in my special, but it's true. I put a bullet in the shotgun, and I thought I got the one that goes, but I didn't. And I didn't know how to get out. I was like, I called my buddy Cowhead. I go, how do I get a bullet out of a gun? He was like,
does Cowhead live in Florida?
Yeah.
That's why you called him?
Yeah. Dude, Cowhead stocked to the gills.
I would call Anthony Cumia first and
Are
foremost.
you having another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take one.
One more.
One more.
We're not getting crazy. We're having 2 drinks like gentlemen over a short period of time.
Yeah.
What is it? An hour and 36 minutes into the podcast. Perfect. We halfway spaced it.
Yeah, it's perfect. I feel perfect right now.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to send you off the wagon.
Man, I had a little weird epiphany about I want to be with my kids right now, like hang with them.
But I'm hoping it's good. It's going to come out of this, right? For all of us.
I hope so, man. Cheers, Joe. Thank you for doing this, man.
My pleasure.
I know how fucking swamped you are.
I love it. I love you, man.
That's a good whiskey. Is that Buffalo Trace?
Yeah. I just love the fact that this company started out during the pioneer days. This is a company from the 1700s. That's ridiculous.
Jesus.
From the 1700s. This is one company. That's got to be one of the oldest companies in the country. Like, what's the oldest company? I think that shit was around right when the United States was being formed.
We got Levi's, that Levi's were the 1840s, right?
I don't know. They were canvas, right? They used to make them out of canvas.
You made them out of old tents.
Well, I think the canvas that they had back then was probably made out of cannabis too. It was probably hemp. That's why it was so durable. That's what they used for clothes forever. Apparently, I had a hemp shirt. It was kind of like, I always felt like a hippie when I was wearing it. But I have a
sliding doors. Sliding doors. I like to see that transition in Joe, where you smoke weed but don't love jujitsu, and you get into an oxygen bar.
I still have a hemp gi from Datsusara. It's fucking great. Yeah, hemp it's a weird fabric. It's really, really durable. My hemp gi's never ripped.
Really?
My cotton, no, man. The stitching might go eventually, but man, cotton gis, after a few years, they give out. All these dudes trying to kill you. They're yanking on you and shit. They rip at the armpits. They get bleached a bunch of times. They get a little weaker. They start ripping. That hemp motherfucker, that thing doesn't rip at all. It's an alien planet.
Hey, what's the name of that?
Planet,
what's the name of that? Dude, you had the best fucking. This is 9 years ago. You talked about a guy who did a kettlebell workout, and I had it on my computer, and I'm
Keith Weber?
It was like a fucking 20-minute
kettlebell cardio workout.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my god, it's incredible, right?
It was like heart attack.
Oh yeah. And you could do it with a 35-pound kettlebell. You hold on to a 35-pound kettlebell, this thing ain't doing shit to me.
Dude.
35 pounds, son? I'll throw that around. 10 minutes in, I'm ready to die.
That's the one I've been looking for that because weightlifting's my thing right now. I want to put mass on because I don't want my bones to fall apart. So all I do is run. All I do is run in spin class. That's it. If I want to put weight on. I want to lift weights.
That's a good move. I like the way you're saying it too. You don't want your bones to fall apart.
Yeah.
That's people need to take that. If there was a supplement that you could take that would actually increase your bone density, do you know how popular that supplement would be? That supplement would be so popular. Everybody would want to take something that actually increases your bone density and makes you less vulnerable to breaking your leg if you fall down.
That's when shit goes sideways. Is when you're 65 and you break a hip, you break your femur.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game changer of broken bone.
Yeah, you want to maintain muscle mass. The best way to do that is by picking up heavy things. Well, during this isolation period, though, one of the things that you can do, especially because we're assuming this is only going to last like a month or two, we're hoping. One of the things you can do is you can do a lot of fucking calisthenics. You can do all kinds, you can do significant numbers of push-ups and body weight squats, and if you have a chin-up bar, just a chin-up bar.
That's gonna be strong. Crazy Stefan's gonna have a big hand. Oh, okay.
Just get one of those. Get one off of Amazon. Get the kind that you screw into the wall so it can't
All right,
fall
player
off.
down.
You don't want to die.
329,000 for 5th place for Alex. Next payout 481,000. So we're right around $500,000. $500,000 for $500,000 minimum for the next player that busts. Pretty much 481,000.
Exercises like pistols and like one.
This is a good time to deal with the stacks, I think.
Shredded. You know the Herschel Walker story? That he actually got jacked from doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff in between commercials of shows he would watch?
No.
Yes.
Dude, that's my brain. That's my brain. I love nothing more than a punishment challenge, like a punitive, when we were doing that on the road, I was like, because Marky Mark and Dr. Oz did their push-ups. I made a joke video going, those are bullshit push-ups.
Dude, we're bullshit push-ups.
Dude, I did fucking 60 of them.
But why did they do that? Marky Mark is a stud.
Marky Mark's push-ups were better than Dr. Oz's.
Do you think he gets mad if we call him Marky Mark?
Definitely.
I got nothing but respect for him.
I got nothing but respect for him.
That guy.
But
He's a great actor.
He's on a campaign right now. Like, he's nothing but in my news feed.
About what?
About just, I don't know, like a PR campaign. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, it's probably all about him, promoting a movie or something like that. But
Spencer for Hire is on Netflix.
He's a very, very fucking inspirational guy.
Dude,
you know how fit he is?
Boogie Nights is one of the best nights fucking ever. One of the best movies ever.
He's got a lot of great movies. He legitimately has a lot of great movies. But, as a human being, when you look at, his dedication to fitness, he's not bullshitting. He really is up at 5 o'clock in the morning working out like a beast every day.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
He is, I think if you had pivoted and just done acting, I think you guys have probably similar personalities. Very, dedicated.
I don't know
For real?
about that. Yeah, I never met him. He was at a UFC once, but I was doing commentary, and sometimes when celebrities are there, I look over, try to catch their eye, say hi. I got a hug from Jeremy Renner. I was very excited.
Really?
I never met him. He came over and gave me a big hug. I was like, dude.
He seems like a really cool guy.
He's really cool. He's really cool.
But yeah, Mark Wahlberg's push-ups look legit. Kind of legit.
Look, he's a legit star.
This reminds me of the old days on Stars when it used to be the deal button used to be under the info tab right here.
Yeah.
And you used to have to, fun players didn't know where it was. And you had to tell them, go to the info tab and look, it's under there. And then they're like, where's the info tab? It's so stupid. Stars, that deal thing they used to have when, you'd have to wait for a moderator to come, that was so fucking stupid. I said for years, why do you guys not just do it the way that Party does it, or do it, automatically for, full tilt, don't... You'd sit there and then you'd wait, and then, one guy fucking spoke Russian or something, and he couldn't understand the deal, and one guy had his chat banned, and blah, 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 and it was after you wait 15 minutes for a host to show up, and it was holy shit, there's gotta be an easier way than this. Then finally, when Stars Group bought it, or whatever the fuck, they cut so many employees that they just decided to get rid of that, which was probably a good idea. It's about the only good idea the Stars Group had.
See if you can pull up my push-ups on my Instagram. I looked at these push-ups, I was like, Dr. Oz, those aren't real fucking push-ups.
They're not. Neither one of them are doing nothing.
But Marky Mark, you know that Marky Mark can bang the fuck out
but
of him.
They probably decided they're going for numbers, and you can't lose to Dr. Oz by doing legit push-ups, but Dr. Oz is doing those bullshit push-ups. It's like a strategy.
Here's the problem with, I love Mark Wahlberg. I love him on this podcast, but he's not on the table the way he would be without cameras.
Oh yeah.
He's too brand friendly. I want the
good. He's doing great.
He's doing great, but I want to
stay on a podcast. Don't do it. I'll talk to you.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Sure. He's awesome, man. He really is. I was in Boston at Medford in the Chevalier. It's a smaller,
¿Qué pasa, muchacho?
What is it?
It's a theater. Instead of doing you can do the Wilbur, the Chevalier seats more, but
it's in Medford.
Medford?
Oh yeah. I lived there for a little bit.
Okay, so I know you've talked about living in Medford.
I think Arthur's actually probably just, I haven't checked anyone's stats, but just based on a few moves that I've seen him make, I think that he may be the
There's different spots
the highest quality player here, really.
I want, if someone can online do this.
So he might just be not interested in a deal and just staying quiet.
Dennis Lee, like all of them. I want to put on a map.
Because you can confuse people by they're all focused on this deal and blah blah blah, and they're not focused on what they should be focused on, you know.
At one point, if you know Florida, you know Brooksville, you know who moved to Brooksville, right? So like I want to
don't. So tell me.
fucking a 7-year-old World War II vet and his young wife.
Oh really? Like my kind of people.
Like it is like borderline retiree.
That's what I want for a neighbor. I want a crazy old dude with guns with a hot young wife.
I think that was Brewer's dad.
I'm like, what's up, bro? I like how you doing it.
But I want to know all about Boston and like all my friends. I want to know about their neighborhoods, where they grew up, and how that defined them. Because I hear Boston and I go, was Bill, you, Dane, Gary Goldman?
I never really lived in Boston. I lived in Newton, which is a very nice community that's outside of Boston, which is Newton Upper Falls, where I live, which is like the blue
Jeez.
collar part, even the blue collar part.
I think he missed a value bet there.
It's idyllic. It's beautiful.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's so
What's
nice.
he afraid of with that deuce? I mean, come on.
Right across the street from this big ass park, the Charles River was back there, and I could hang around and play in it. When
Yeah, that's a real miss there.
Very almost.
All right, so they're dealing now.
There was also like elements of rural.
If they make a deal, I'm not gonna probably stick around to
They were really close by.
watch like the heads up and stuff because it's not really.
Ben Affleck from?
I don't know. I don't remember. They were from more of an.
I mean, the win's the win, right? Like, yeah, someone's gonna win. There's gonna be some money set aside for first, but
Newton wasn't sketchy at all. Newton was nice. It was a good place to grow up. It was pretty easy.
I don't know. I don't want to wait another like 2 hours just because
Everywhere you go, you're gonna have bullshit between kids. They're all trying to figure their way through life, but like ultimately, it's pretty.
All right, here we go.
And also.
Yeah, where was the host the whole time? Usually there's on the big tournaments like this, they have a host that's around that's like saying like, hey, congratulations to 7th place and blah blah blah. I just thought of that right now. I hadn't even seen him till now. Somebody's gonna come out and be like, I want 1.1. I want million. There's always that guy, and it's gonna be, I guarantee it's gonna be Arthur. Arthur's probably gonna say he wants he's probably gonna say he wants a million, 1.1 or something, 1.1, 1,050,000 or something. See, this is the way it used to be back when there was no deal button where you could do it yourself. You had to have the host come in and he'd ask you, do you want to do 50-50 or ICM? And then sometimes one guy would be like, oh, no, I want 400 and you guys figure out the rest, you know? In a way, it was kind of like back when Pokerstars, it was like a better time, you know, but I always thought it was kind of stupid because you'd sit there for...
I like them less. It's just that the numbers of people that are interesting.
You'd sit there for like 10-15 minutes waiting for the host to show up, and you know, somebody might be banned from chat or somebody might not speak English, and then it just seemed like it was such a pain. That happened to me before a few times when I would be banned from chat, and like they couldn't figure out why I wasn't saying anything, and I'd be like, and finally somebody would go, I think he's banned from chat. And then the host would have to like go and click a few buttons and get me back in. Alright, here we go. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Arthur gets 1.142. I think, yeah, somebody's gonna be greedy. Oh, yeah. See, if they do make a deal, there's no point really in watching to see who just wins, because they're only playing for 50,000 extra at that point. So, but I think there'll be someone will do something here that might confuse this. There's always somebody that wants to try to. I mean, realistically, those numbers, there should be nobody really should be. Okay, that's one. Yeah, everybody has to say I agree. Jeez.
So the cops came down the hill and they fucking bounced off the curbs. These fucking dipshits. And we're watching them. And me and John are watching this car bounce off these curbs and like, look at this fucking idiot.
There's three. Oh, boom. Okay, so yeah, they made the deal. It's going to be Arthur taking down the win for 1.1 million. Okay, so final payouts are going to be 1.142 million for Arthur. Crazy Stefan, 921,000. Salon Tescus, 826,000. Caroline, 786,000. All super good payouts, super chunky, super thick. Nobody can be like pissed off with any of those payouts right there. And what fifth place got? Alex got 329,000. So you can see the jump between the deal. So fourth would have been 481,000, but since they made the deal, now fourth is like I said before, fourth is 786. So yeah, you can't complain with that. You get an extra 300,000. If you would have busted in fourth, that's 300,000 that you would have lost there. So. And right now they're just playing for 50,000. They already got the money they're gonna get. They're just playing for the title and the 50,000. So people are gonna start shoving, doing stuff a little bit more crazy, because it's like the adrenaline rush is kind of all that energy and built up. That rush is like you're relaxed. You know, you're not on edge, because when you're that deep in a tournament, it's like you're on like walking a tightrope. You know, like you make one mistake, you fall off, you lose, you're dead. You know, so right now they're just happy they won their money and they can relax and chill. And yeah, it's 50,000, but
a lot of guys that I know, the East Coast guys that live in the neighborhood of their family and anywhere near their family, it's almost like understood. When it snows out, you go over to your mother-in-law's house and you dig her out and she's stuck. That's real shit, man. Yeah. You have to. I think that it's dangerous and it's definitely an added fucker of life.
All right, everybody. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm not gonna stick around to watch the ending, because it's already over pretty much. Right here we got Arthur. He won. They made a deal forehanded. Arthur won. He's going to get 1.1 million. Right now they're just playing for 50,000 and the title. So thanks for watching, and I'll be posting this pretty soon. So enjoy the video, and I hope it was better than the little replay that Stars does. That's the only reason I did it, was because I know there's people out there, they weren't around, they wanted to see what ended up happening, and I wanted to just document it with some commentary, so it's a little bit easier to watch than just that little Stars cards up replay. So alright, everybody, thanks for watching.